Hello students, in this session of chapter number 4, that is molecular basis of inheritance, we are going to study the topic that is transcription. In our previous session, we have learned regarding the central dogma of protein synthesis. So protein synthesis is carried out in two main steps. The first one is transcription and the second one is translation. So in this session, we are going to learn in detail about the process of transcription. The first step in the process of protein synthesis is transcription. So protein synthesis occurs in two main steps. The first one is transcription and the second one is translation. So in transcription, RNA is produced on one of the DNA strand. So during transcription, information of only one strand of DNA is copied into the RNA. This strand of DNA on which the new RNA is produced acts as the template. Then the enzyme called as RNA polymerase catalyzes the formation of this RNA transcript. So transcription is the process in which messenger RNA is produced on one of the DNA strand and enzyme RNA polymerase catalyzes the formation of RNA. Here in this diagram we can see that the two DNA strands get separated at a specific point, and on one of the DNA strand a new strand of RNA is produced. So here we see RNA polymerase, the enzyme RNA polymerase binds the strand and catalyzes the process of production of messenger RNA. The DNA is located in the nucleoid of prokaryotes. Now nucleoid means in prokaryotic organisms like bacteria, nucleus is absent. Then instead a circular DNA molecule is present and it is called as false nucleus or bacterial nucleoid. So DNA in such prokaryote is present in the nucleoid and in the nucleus of eukaryotes. So in the nucleus of eukaryotes, DNA is present. Then DNA transcription occurs inside the nucleus in eukaryotes, whereas the second step, that is translation, that is actual production of protein, occur inside the cytoplasm of the cell. So the RNA is produced on one of the DNA strand inside the nucleus, and this RNA is transferred to the cytoplasm, and accordingly the process of protein synthesis occurs. The DNA transfers information to the newly produced RNA, that is called as messenger RNA. Then this messenger RNA moves to the ribosomes and the process occur inside the ribosomes of the cell. Then transcription means the formation of messenger RNA occurs in the nucleus during the process of cell division, that is during G1 and G2 phases of cell cycle. In 11th standard, you have already seen in detail the process of cell cycle. So here we see that S phase, then this is G2 phase, M phase and G1. So the first phase is called as G1, then after it comes S phase, then G2 phase, and in M phase means there are different stages which occurs in M phases like prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophases. So during the G1 and G2 phase of the cell cycle, transcription or formation of messenger RNA on one of the DNA strand occurs. For the process of transcription, DNA has promoter and terminator sites. Here in this diagram we can see that here is the promoter site. These are the two DNA strands, and on these DNA strand there is a promoter site. Promoter site means the process of transcription actually starts from this site and it stops or ends at the terminator site. The name itself indicates that there is termination, means the process of formation of RNA is stopped. So the process of transcription in both, that is prokaryotes and eukaryotes, involves three stages. That is, the first one is initiation. Initiation means actually the new RNA is being produced and the process is started. So such step is called as initiation. Then elongation. In elongation, the nucleotides from the nucleoplasm are brought together and they are joined and a single strand of RNA is produced. It is called as elongation. And after the production of the single RNA strand, the process is stopped. It is called as termination. So here the transcription unit is shown consisting of promoter site, then terminator site. The process of transcription occurs with the help of transcription unit. Now, each transcribed segment of DNA is called as a transcription unit. That means the DNA strands on which new RNA strand is produced is called as transcribed segment, or it is called as transcription unit. It consists of promoter, structural gene and terminator. Here we see, here are two DNA strands. Then the structural genes shows promoter at one end and terminator at one end. So the promoter is located at the 5 end of this strand, that is C5 end, or it is called as upstream. Upstream means now here is the template strand. On this template strand, new RNA strand is produced. Then here is the C3 end of this template strand, and the C5 end of this RNA will be in this opposite direction, in the opposite direction of this C3 end. Hence it is called as upstream. And the other end of the RNA, that is C3 end, it will be present here. It's called as downstream. So the DNA sequence on these strands which provide binding site for RNA polymerase is present at this end of the strand and it is called as promoter site. Now promoter means from where the new messenger RNA is produced, or the process starts from the promoter, and to this promoter site the RNA polymerase catalyzes the process of transcription. Then in prokaryotes, the enzyme, that is RNA polymerase, recognize this promoter by a sigma factor subunit. That means this RNA polymerase has subunits, and one of the subunit having sigma factor recognizes the promoter site in the DNA molecule. So transcription unit consists of the promoter, then here structural genes and terminator. The DNA molecule which carries the process of transcription, that means production of messenger RNA, is called as transcription unit. It consists of promoter, means the process of transcription starts at the promoter region. Then it shows structural genes and the terminator where the process of transcription stops. Then the structural genes show two strands of DNA having opposite polarity. These are the two DNA strands. and they are having opposite polarity, means they run in opposite direction from each other. Then DNA dependent RNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in 5 to 3 direction, means the DNA dependent RNA polymerase means RNA polymerase is an enzyme which catalyzes the process of formation of messenger RNA, and it carries the polymerization, that means formation of messenger RNA in 5 to 3 direction. So during the process, number of nucleotides from the nucleoplasm are joined to each other and a polynucleotide chain is produced. This process is called as polymerization, and the strand having 3 to 5 polarity, that means this strand act as a template strand, or it is also called as antisense strand, means on this DNA strand messenger RNA is produced. Then the other strand which is having polarity in 5 to 3 direction is called as template strand, or it is called as coding strand, and this strand is complementary to the template strand. Now complementary means here we see that both the strands show nucleotides with, for example, here we see the nucleotide having adenine nitrogen base, then here we see nucleotide having thymine nitrogen base, then cytosine. So you know that in DNA molecule the purine and pyrimidine ratio is 1:1. That means here now the purine and pyrimidines are also of two types. Purines are of two types consisting of adenine and guanine. Then pyrimidines consist of cytosine and thymine. So if one is purine, then another one is pyrimidine. So the ratio will be 1:1. So both these strands are complementary to each other. Then the sequence of this strand, that means coding strand, is exactly the sequence of these nitrogen bases or the nucleotides is exactly present on the newly produced messenger RNA. Here we see the sequence. Here we can see adenine, then here also on the messenger RNA we can see adenine, then guanine, here also we can see guanine, then thymine, but here we do not see thymine. That means in messenger RNA or in RNA, thymine is replaced by uracil. So here we see uracil. So the nucleotide sequence present on coding strand is the same to that of messenger RNA. So the information of this coding strand or sense strand is copied on the newly produced messenger RNA, but it is produced on this template strand. So this template strand is called as antisense, while the coding strand is called as sense strand. Now the terminator is located at the C3 end of the coding strand, hence it is called as downstream, and at this point the process of transcription ends, hence it is called as terminator. After binding to the promoter, the RNA polymerase moves along the DNA and causes local unwinding of DNA duplex into two chains in the region of the gene. Now here we see that after the joining or binding of the RNA polymerase at the DNA promoter site, the RNA polymerase moves along the DNA. It moves in this direction and causes unwinding. Local means the region where it moves. It unwinds the two DNA strands. So these two DNA strands are unwind and they get separated from each other. Then the exposed nitrogen bases, that is on this strand, and now this strand is called as template strand, or it is called as antisense strand. So on this antisense strand, here in this diagram we can see that these are the two DNA strands. This strand is coding strand and called as sense strand. We have already seen this. Then the another strand on which the messenger RNA is produced is called as template strand, or it is called as antisense strand. So on these antisense strand or template strand, new messenger RNA is produced. So here we see this antisense or template strand. So the nitrogen bases, that is adenine, then thymine, then cytosine and guanine, get exposed, and this process occurs inside the nucleoplasm of the nucleus. So the ribonucleoside triphosphates, here we see the ribonucleoside triphosphates which are present inside the nucleus in the nucleoplasm. They come near to the DNA template and join to the bases, or these nitrogen bases on the template strand are exposed. Here these nitrogen bases on the template strand are exposed. So these ribonucleoside triphosphates present in the nucleoplasm come in contact with these nitrogen bases and get joined. And as the process of transcription proceeds, these messenger RNA gets separated from the DNA strand. So during the process of transcription, the RNA remains attached to the DNA strand, that is antisense strand, and it is called as hybrid DNA RNA molecule. But later on, after the production of this messenger RNA, it gets separated from the template or antisense strand and it is released inside the nucleoplasm. Later on, this messenger RNA is transported outside the nucleus for the further process, that is production or formation of proteins. After the formation of messenger RNA, the RNA polymerase reaches at the terminator region or the terminator signal of DNA, and it leaves DNA and fully formed messenger RNA, which is also called as primary transcript, and it is released inside the nucleoplasm. So as the messenger RNA grows and separates, the region of transcription, or where the process of transcription actually occurred in the DNA molecule, the two DNA strands again become spirally coiled with each other and they attain their double helical form. So in this way, from the template strand, messenger RNA is produced, and the coding strand actually codes this messenger RNA. That means the sequence of nitrogen bases present on this coding strand appear, or the information on the coding strand appear on the messenger RNA. So in prokaryotes, only one type of RNA polymerase is used for the process of transcription. While in eukaryotes, there are three types of RNA polymerase, that is RNA polymerase first, second, and RNA polymerase third. So the RNA polymerase first helps or transcribes rRNA. That means it helps in the production of ribosomal RNA. Then RNA polymerase second transcribes or helps to produce messenger RNA, which is also called as primary transcript, and it also produced heterogeneous nuclear RNA, or it is in short called as hnRNA. Then RNA polymerase third is responsible for the transcription of tRNA, that is transfer RNA, and small nuclear RNA, which is called as snRNA. So in the process of transcription, not only messenger RNA, but the other two important types of RNA, that is ribosomal RNA and transfer RNA, are also produced. And these three RNA togetherly, that is messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA and transfer RNA, carries the process of production or synthesis of protein. Now we will see the meaning of transcription unit and the gene. The DNA sequence coding for messenger RNA, tRNA or rRNA is called as a gene. Cistron is a segment of DNA coding for a polypeptide. That means a segment of DNA which codes messenger RNA, that which type of protein is to be produced or which type of a polypeptide chain is to be produced, is called as a cistron. A single structural gene in transcription unit. Transcription unit means the DNA molecule which undergoes the process to produce messenger RNA is called as transcription unit, and it is called as monocistronic. Monocistronic means the genes code for only one protein, whereas the long segment of DNA having set of various structural genes in one transcription unit is referred or called as polycistronic. Polycistronic means the gene code for many proteins. The structural genes in eukaryotes have interrupted non-coding sequences, and these non-coding sequences are called as introns, while the coding sequences are also called as express sequences are called as exons. So only exons appear in processed messenger RNA in eukaryotes. So the newly produced messenger RNA undergoes different processes and finally it gets matured. So this matured messenger RNA shows only exons, and these appear or occur in eukaryotes. The newly produced RNA undergoes processing. So here in this diagrammatic representation, we can see that new RNA is produced on one of the DNA strand. This strand is called as template strand, and on this template strand new RNA is produced, and it is not well developed, hence it is called as primary transcript. And on this template strand, with the help of this RNA polymerase, new RNA is produced, and here we see the coding strand. So the information from this coding strand is copied on this RNA. The primitive RNA undergoes processing or maturation before becoming fully functional. As primary transcript is non-functional, it contains both exons and introns. Now here we see intron, then here we see exon. So introns are the non-coding sequences, while exons are the coding sequences. So by the process of splicing, the introns are removed and the exons are joined with each other with the help of an enzyme called as DNA ligase. So this process is called as splicing. So after the formation of new RNA, it undergoes processing and maturation. The primary transcript or primitive RNA is also called as hnRNA or heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So this heterogeneous nuclear RNA undergoes three processes. The first we have seen, that is splicing. Then it undergoes capping. Capping means methylated guanosine triphosphate is added to the C5 end of the hnRNA or primary transcript. Then in tailing, here we can see the process of tailing. In tailing, at C3 end, polyadenylate residue is added and the process is called as polyadenylation. So now the hnRNA is fully matured or fully processed, and this hnRNA is called as messenger RNA. So after the production of this messenger RNA, here we can see that messenger RNA is fully matured, and this messenger RNA after maturation comes out through the nucleus through its germ pore into the cytoplasm of the cell and later on carries the process of translation. Translation is the process in which the three types of RNA, that is messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA and transfer RNA, togetherly produce polypeptide chain or protein. So in this session we have seen in detail the process of transcription, that means formation of messenger RNA on one of the DNA strand. Remaining topics we will learn in our next sessions.